Next on Worcester News tonight, first snow and ice, now rain. How the city and homeowners are preparing for a new weather challenge. Plus, Governor Charlie Baker proposing a new bill which aims to keep drivers safer on the roads. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Central Massachusetts is expected to see several inches of rain in the coming days, which is concerning for Worcester's Department of Public Works. Ice and snow from the year's first winter storm are causing blockages on sewers and drains. Tonight, Worcester DPW is asking residents to clear any covered grates to avoid the possibility of flooding on city streets. Our Cam Jandro is live in Worcester tonight. He joins us now more with the details. Cam?
Anna, the National Weather Service issuing a flood watch for virtually the entire state of Massachusetts. And like you mentioned, the DPW is asking people to clear their sewer and storm drains. If you have a look here, you can see that this drain here in Worcester still has snow on each side, which is going to make it very difficult for the rain to travel into the actual drain, causing some really severe flooding issues. Forecasts of rain has Worcester DPW crews moving their attention towards the city's drains and sewers.
When it rains and there's snow on the ground, it's like twice as much rain because you have the rain along with the snow melts.
Commissioner Paul Moosey says crews have been clearing city streets all week. The department is expecting several inches of rain in the coming days, which is a challenge coming off winter weather.
And with these cold temperatures, the catch basin grates, the grates that take the water from the streets, they're all iced over and they won't be able to accept water and it'll create puddles.
And as puddles form, it can also be an issue for your home. Supreme Waterproofing in Worcester is helping people prepare their basements for flooding.
Suggest putting everything up on pallets or crates or something like that. I'll get one of the sump pumps that you can sit on the basement floor. I'm gonna take care of the water.
Owner Nick Stewart says it's difficult to get water out of the basement once it floods, which can lead to things like mold.
If you have a paper down in the basement, can cause a black mold. That's dangerous if you have kids in the house.
The city is hoping to avoid any potential flooding, but warmer temperatures will aid in their snowstorm cleanup.
And the salt that is out there, it's going to stop being more effective now that the temperature's coming up.
Now, the rain is expected to start sometime early Thursday morning, and some areas are going to see between about 1 and 2 inches of rain. Rain is going to be heavy at times. Some areas could even see as much as 3 inches. Live in Worcester tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Governor Charlie Baker files a new bill aimed at keeping drivers safer on the roads. Baker's bill includes multiple safety measures, including requiring drivers to be hands-free. This means drivers would not be allowed to hold or touch their phones except a single tap to activate, deactivate, or initiate hands-free mode. 16 other states have similar laws. President of CMSC Auto School Tim Cooney says this bill is long overdue.
I think too many people have already lost their lives because of cell phones. So it's a shame that we have to do it, and I think police have the authority to pull people over even without the cell phone law. A person's always got to have their car under control.
Another issue brought up in this bill is police should be able to pull people over for not wearing a seatbelt. Drivers in Massachusetts are required under law to wear a seatbelt or face a fine, but currently police cannot pull drivers over for just a seatbelt violation. They have to have another reason.
Law and bill has been kicked around for years, and there's an awful lot of confusion about it. And I can see the benefit to it, but it's a shame that we have to do it. At one time, we had the worst rating in the country. We were 50th, according to some surveys that were done.
The proposal would also expand the use of ignition interlocks, lower speed limits in construction zones, and regulate electrical scooters and bicycles, among other things. The bill will go to the legislature for consideration. Mass DOT in Worcester tonight discussing the future look of the Kelley Square Improvement Project. During the workshop tonight, ideas for landscaping and streetscaping were discussed. Mass DOT asked for the public's input on things like the width of the sidewalks, what color the sidewalks should be, and should there be benches and/or designated places where people can gather. District Highway Director Barry Lorian says they're here to get input and feedback from the public in order to incorporate those suggestions suggestions into the projects.
Why not put those choices to the people, to the users that are going to be there every day, be it in Kelley Square every day. So the feedback that we've gotten at the first 2 workshops and today has and will absolutely influence the outcome of the project.
Construction on the Kelley Square improvement project is expected to break ground in October. A 2-year-old is safe and back home with family tonight. The child was found outside this morning in freezing cold temperatures. Worcester police say a Lyft driver found the child around 3 a.m. in the Lincoln Village apartment complex. It appears the child was left with a grandmother while the mother worked overnight. The 2-year-old apparently woke up in the middle of the night and got out of the house. The child was checked out of the hospital and is okay. Entering its almost 5th week, local banks are lending a helping hand to federal workers impacted by the government shutdown. Some are waiving deposit account fees, while others are helping restructure loan payments. Our Brittany Schaefer has the details.
Federal workers will miss out on their second paycheck this Friday due to the government shutdown. It's why local banks like United Bank are waiving late fees for those affected. The government shutdown reaches day 33. Several banks in central Massachusetts are working to make finances better for federal workers.
Every little bit helps, so we're there to help them through this tough time.
We understand that's out of their control, so we want to work very closely with them.
Federal employees are 2 days away from missing their second paycheck. United Bank and Webster 5 say they are waiving certain fees for furloughed workers.
We're going to waive all deposit account fees. Additionally, if they have any kind of loans with us, whether it's a mortgage, car loan, whatever it might be, we're willing to talk with them to restructure those, lower the rates, defer the payments, whatever makes sense for that particular case.
Waive any late fees. We will, if they need to skip a payment or 2, then we will. And the other thing that they're going to be concerned about is the impact on their credit report. And thus, we'll work closely with them from the perspective of potentially not reporting that late payment.
Liberty tax locations in central Massachusetts are also offering assistance. They are providing federal employees with an immediate tax refund advance of $500 with no interest or fees.
My impression is it's going to be huge. Being able to offer something like this to these workers that are so adversely affected by everything going on, it feels good to be able to do something proactive.
The banks say if the shutdown continues, it could have a big impact on the local economy.
The longer it drags on, the more impact it has, not only to the families, but to the communities, right? People will be spending less, and so it trickles to other businesses that we work with. But, the sooner this can all be resolved, it's better for everybody.
United Bank says several federal workers have reached out to them and are taking advantage of their no late fees. In downtown Worcester, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
An 8-point proposal to help tackle trash and litter issues in Worcester is backed by city councilors at Tuesday night's council meeting. Although some voiced concerns about the cost and other aspects of the program, City Manager Edward Augustus says it would be paid for with a 50-cent increase in the cost of each Yellow City trash bag. Councilors hope to address cost issues before the plan rolls out later this year. The biggest change will be using clear plastic drawstring bags for recycling instead of open containers. Wait times were once 3 hours at Cultivate Holdings in Leicester. Now, with more recreational marijuana shops, it's changed. The dispensary has lifted their self-imposed purchase limits on weekdays to allow customers to purchase more products. Our Chandler Walsh has the story.
Lines are more manageable at Cultivate 2 months after the start of recreational marijuana sales. The Leicester shop had to place a limit on sales to keep things moving.
Generally, it was like an eighth, a pre-roll, and a cartridge and infused product.
They've since done away with the limit on weekdays, allowing customers to purchase the state's limit of 1 ounce.
This was such a big thing for the state that we wanted to make sure people could come in here and not limit it to just that first 100 people.
It's Joe Wicklow's 3rd visit to the shop, and his wait time has improved each visit. He says being able to purchase more will mean less frequent trips.
People will save money as well, not having to use as much gas, wear and tear on the vehicle. But then when you start to run a little low, you come and you re-up.
Cultivate has added 3 grow rooms like this one for recreational sales, and since their recreational opening, they've added 20 jobs.
Just the fact that we're seeing more jobs created in town is a benefit to everybody.
Town Administrator David Genero says traffic has also improved. Neighbors complained at an emergency meeting in November, but it was a different story at a follow-up meeting this month.
All the neighbors who attended the meeting were very pleased with the corrections that they've made, and we have not received a complaint since.
I've even gotten Christmas cards saying thank you.
Cultivate may be putting a spotlight on the town. Genero says he's getting more interest from businesses looking into old mills and other land.
Nothing has really come up yet, but we're looking at some redevelopment possibilities that we've been approached on.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
The Worcester Historical Museum announcing today the recipient of this year's Harvey Ball Smile Award. The award is given to someone who's made a difference in the city of Worcester and helped people throughout the community smile. This year, the Harvey goes to Dale LePage. LePage is an award-winning entertainer and an advocate for the LGBTQ community, who can be seen right here on Channel 193. The museum says the award goes to LePage to celebrate his love of entertainment, diversity, and all things Worcester. They say anytime Worcester sends out a call for unity, caring, and compassion, he's the first to answer.